dharmagubdharmakṛddharmī sadasatkṣaramakṣaram avijñātā sahastrāṃśurvidhātā kṛtalakṣaṇaḥ.
dharmagubdharmakṛddharmī, we will take it together. Dharmagub, one who protects dharma. Who is the one who protects dharma? Bhagavan himself protects dharma. So he knows in our realm of existence, in the mortal plane of existence, dharma is there and adharma is also there. Why are both there? It's a dualistic world that we are in. Our mortal plane of existence, Martyaloka, is a dualistic plane of existence. Why is it? That's its nature. The two will multiply to become 3, 4, many, etc. Plurality and multiplicity. But all of them ultimately converge to 2. Day and night, it starts from there. He and she. Sukha dukkha, all come in pairs of opposites. So this realm in which we are in, dharma is also there, adharma is also there. So sometimes we know dharma can be at its peak. That is what we call as a golden period. Then it's fine because adharma is at its lowest. But sometimes we know the scales can tilt. Seesaw always goes up and down, up and down. So sometimes adharma can raise its hood. And when adharma becomes more, naturally dharma will become less. It's we who are practicing dharma and adharma. So the majority of us, when we take to the unrighteous path, the adharmic way of life, naturally those who are following dharma will be less over there. Then problems will come because adharma can overwhelm and then trample down dharma. Then that's not a good period at all for all of us. We know how it will be. Instead of Rama Rajya, it will all become Ravana Rajya. So at such times, Bhagavan himself has promised us in the Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter, he says, whenever adharma raises its hood and dharma declines. So when dharma declines and when adharma goes up, I come into existence. I manifest myself. It's not only the 10 avatars that we are talking about. Even in Bhagavad, we have got more than 10 avatars. In our time, Lord can come in any form, at any time. How long will he stay? It can be just for one particular event or an activity, he can come and do whatever he needs to do and then withdraw back his form. And how he comes also, it is all left to him. We may be able to recognize him and apprehend him and comprehend him, or we may not be able to. And in what form he is going to come, how he is going to come, gross, it's all his. So therefore the Lord says again and again, I will come. Sure, he will come. Why? He says, to eliminate adharma, to protect dharma, and also to reinstall back dharma to its full glory. It's not just to protect. He must put it back on its pedestal. He must put it back on its throne. So therefore the Lord says again and again, it's a promise that he has made to all of us, that he will protect dharma. So therefore dharmagub, one who protects dharma. Dharmakṛt, one who performs dharma. In the sense, all activities of the Lord are aligned with dharma. They are never aligned with adharma. So from his sankalpa onwards, harichitta we say, from his sankalpa onwards, what he wishes to do, first there must be a divine sankalpa, divine will. Then only he will execute it in the field of activity. So starting from there onwards, from his sankalpa up to whatever he is doing, we can call it as karma, karya, whatever it is, everything is aligned to dharma. Nothing ever is aligned to adharma. Even if he is killing, destroying, annihilating the Rakshasas, we say it is destruction. But his destruction, whenever he is destroying, it is a constructive destruction. It will always be aligned to dharma, whatever he is doing. So therefore, dharmakṛt, one who always performs dharma, or one whose activities are always aligned to dharma. Activities mean there should be a sankalpa behind it. Bhagavan's sankalpas are never useless, purposeless. They're always purposeful, meaningful, useful. So starting from the sankalpa onwards up to it materializing into an activity, he'll make sure that he goes through. So dharmakrit, all are aligned to it. Dharmi means one who supports. Just now we saw earlier, Vatsi. Vatsi means father, he supports. Similarly, Dharmi, what does he support? He supports dharma. Means he is the very seat of dharma. From the seat of, means he is established in, rooted in, connected with, centered in dharma. So from that center he acts. From that center he performs. Whereas we are, most of us, majority of this time, we are always aligned to adharma. And we have become ego-centered. Ego mostly has got more shade of adharma than the shade of dharma. So we are all rooted in, established in, centered in what? In adharma. So centered in adharma, we play our role. Established in adharma, we play out our role. Therefore, everything goes wrong. Because we never ever aligned ourselves to dharma. All that the Lord says is, you also align yourself to dharma. Why? Bhagavan is aligned to dharma. And he is doing whatever he has to do. Meticulously, consistently, beautifully he is doing it. We are the ones who are disaligned from dharma. The more we are disaligned from dharma, the more we are moving away from him. The more we move away from him, problems sure will be there for us. Therefore the Lord says, since I am aligned to dharma, you also align yourself to dharma. So it will become very easy for him also to handle, and for us also it will become very easy. We are flowing along with the current. We are not against the current. When we are flowing along with the current, we will not get exhausted, we will not get fatigued, we will not get tired. And in the end, success, achievement, whatever has to come to us, automatically will come to us, because everything will fall in place for us. So therefore, dharmi, from the seat of dharma or centered in dharma, Bhagavan acts. He is the one who supports it. Dharma needs to be supported by somebody. Who supports it? He supports. That is why our throne is always called as Simhasana, where the king sit. Simhasana. Asana means seat. Simha means dharma. I think we went through it earlier also. So seat of dharma. On the seat of dharma, the king has to sit on that and and transact and rule over the people. So who supports him? The seat of dharma supports him. And what is supporting that dharma? Bhagavan himself is supporting over there. So when the king sits on the Simhasana, the seat of dharma, and rules very justly, very rightly, we always say he is, we always consider him as Vishnu Amsha. Vishnu Amsha means a part of Bhagavan functioning over there. Why? Bhagavan is aligned to dharma. Whatever he does is dharmic in nature. Dharmic in nature. Since the king or the one who, or the ruler or the leader is aligned to it, we always say Vishnu Amsha over there. And again Bhagavan says that also in the 10th chapter. He says, amongst the human beings, I am the king. He says in his Vibhuti Yoga. Just as he said, amongst the lakes, I am the ocean. Similarly, he says, amongst the human being, I am the king. So we see more of Narayana Tattva or Vishnu Tattva in the king. Of course, the king should be just, he should be ruling justly and rightly. So therefore, Vishnu Amsha more over there. He says, amongst the human beings, I am the king, Bhagavan says. So, dharmagubdharmakṛddharmī, sat and asat, we will take it together. So, what is sat? Sat means that which exists. That which exists always, permanently, the principle of existence. That on which everything is being played on. The whole drama of our lives, all of us put together, It's a huge drama. There is a dance and music of life. There is a drama, a story is there. Not individual, collectively, all of us put together. It's a beautiful show over there. Some platform must be supporting it all. We are existing and doing whatever we are doing. Something must be supporting us. Who supports us? Bhagavan supports us. He is the very principle of existence, just behind all that which exists and all beings that exist. That existence can never ever be denied. So if that existence we deny, everything will just collapse and just go off into, we can't even say nothingness. It just will not be there at all. So what is it that lends its existence to all that which exists, to all beings who exist? We all exist because he exists in us. If he doesn't exist in us, we will not exist. So that way he is the ultimate platform for all of us. And that stage, is it a stage which comes and goes? It is not a platform or a stage which comes and goes. It is everlasting. It is permanent. Everybody comes and plays their drama of life on that stage and goes away. But that platform continues to exist. So in that sense, Sat over there, Sat means, that's what it means. The absolute. When we use the word absolute, it means never changing, changeless, permanent, substratum. So therefore, Sat means, and therefore since it is changeless, since it is permanent, it is the real. Satvastu. From the word Sat comes the word Satya. Satya means what? You see, I am telling you the truth. She was there. Don't tell me lies. No, I am telling you the truth. She was there. Means for that moment, she was really there. That's what it means. So Sat means the real. And what is real? Real can never ever be denied. It was, it is now in the present, and it shall continue to be always. That is what is called as real. So therefore, Satvastu is real, changeless, permanent. Things come and go on. In that definition of Paramatma Brahman, Sat Nirguna, Sat Chittananda. The Sat part is what we are talking about here. So I am the Sat, he says, Bhagavan says. I am the absolute existence. I am the Asat also. Asat means conditioned, limited. It's there for some time interval and then it disappears. Bhagavan says, I am both. I am the Sat and I am the Asat, because other than him, what is there? There is nothing. Our Mahavakyas tell us that. Tattvamasi, you are that. Who are we? We are none other than Paramatma himself. Means we are the Satvastu. We are the real. We are the immortal. We are the changeless. We are the permanent. But right now it looks like we are conditioned. Not looks like we are convinced we are conditioned. We are limited. Of course we are temporary. We know we are not permanent. But Bhagavan says all that I am you, he says. That is what the Upanishads are talking about. What is there other than the Lord? There is nothing other than him. So therefore Sat is there, Asat is there. Bhagavan says I am both. I am the unconditioned and I am the conditioned. I am the unlimited and I am the limited. I am the immortal, I am the mortality also. I am everything, he says. Even this entire world, Jagat, which includes all of us, he alone is. It's not that he created, that is at one level. But when our teachers will take us to the next level, then we will realize it's not that the Lord created the world and then he created all of us and put us all of us over here for us to enact our drama of life. Bhagavan says, I myself am everything. Everything, it's not that he created, I am everything, he said. I am the mineral kingdom, I am the plant kingdom, I am the animal kingdom, I am the human kingdom, I am the Devata. That's what he is trying to indicate to us through all these namas. Both I am, he says. Because form is there, without form also is there. The real is there, the unreal is there. The conditioned is there, unconditioned is there. We are more familiar with the condition, with the limited, with the change, with the changing. Bhagavan says both I am. So what is there which he is not? There is nothing at all. So Sat also I am, Asat also I am. He says, and again these two words we can interpret it in different ways. I am the known, and I am that which is beyond the known also. Unknown. Unknown doesn't mean it doesn't exist. We don't know now, that's all. So therefore I am the known and I am beyond the known also. I am existence and I am non-existence also. The non-existence also he alone illumines for us. If somebody asks us, do human beings possess a pair of horns? We say no. Horns are non-existent for a human being. So the non-existence of the horns, who illumined for us? Bhagavan only illumined for us. So the non-existence of the pair of horns for a human being is supported by his existence. It's very beautiful. So from our standpoint, there is an existence and a non-existence. There is a real and an unreal. There is knowledge and ignorance, Sat and Asat. Bhagavan is beyond both of them. So first he says, he indicates two, but actually he is beyond that. We know our areas of knowledge. We know our areas of ignorance. How do we know what we know? We say, of course I know what I know. Do you know this? I do not know that. How do you know that you do not know? Are you sure? Of course I know that I do not know, we say. See, our areas of knowledge and our areas of ignorance, Sat and Asat, these two words can be interpreted in so many ways. Both are illumined by one factor, the absolute. But now, right now, we are familiar with Sat and Asat. Knowledge, ignorance, real, unreal, known, unknown. So from our standpoint, Bhagavan is talking about two factors. But he is beyond both of them also. So first we need to know what is Sat. Then we need to know what is Asat. And then the Lord will shift our attention to that which is beyond Sat and Asat. Similarly, Ksharam and Aksharam. Kshara means that which changes, that which decays. Kshara means, basically it means decaying. Decaying means what? Change. We bring vegetables, we bring fruits. After some time, if we don't use it and just keep it over there, it starts to decay, it starts to rot. So starting to decay or rot means it is changing. Its state and nature is changing. If it never changed, it would never have decayed and it would never have got rot and stale. So Kshara means decaying. Therefore, it means what perishes, what can be destroyed, what is there now, which was not there earlier, which will not be there later on, is indicated by the word Kshara. The end, all the 14 worlds with whatever is there in it, all of them put together comes under Kshara. Because in space time, they come and go, they come and go. And they're all are conditioned by cause-effect relationship. Cause-effect means something is changing there. So therefore Kshara. So Kshara includes in it so many things, infinite number of things. Opposite of that is Akshara. When we add a to Kshara, it means opposite of that. So if Kshara represents perishable, Akshara represents imperishable. If Kshara represents destructible, mutable, Akshara represents indestructible, immutable. What is immutable? It never ever changes. Its condition never changes. So Akshara represents the changeless, the permanent. As opposite to Kshara. No decay. No decay means no change. So Kshara represents the entire realm of change. Where is it? All 14 worlds come under that. So if Kshara represents the realm of change, Akshara represents the changeless. Is that also many things? No, it is only one. It's one without a second. There is no two there also. It's one without. The changeless is just one factor, which in our Upanishads we call it as Brahman, Nirguna, Paramatma. We can give him names also. We can make him Saguna also. Why? All possibilities are there for him. No, nothing is impossible. No restrictions, no conditioning, no limitation. So he, the unmanifest, can become manifest if he chooses to. Therefore, we have both aspects, Nirguna aspect and the Saguna aspect. We can meditate on any of them. It doesn't matter. All that we need to do is meditate the way we should meditate. So, Aksharam means imperishable. In the 8th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna asks questions, because that's how the 7th chapter ends. At the end of the 7th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord, in the Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, Bhagavan uses a few technical words, technical terms. And then the chapter gets, concluded. The 8th chapter begins with Arjuna's doubt. All those technical words that the Lord has used, Arjuna picks them all up. And he says, I want you to explain all these terms. I don't know what it means. You've used some words, technical terms, Krishna. I want to know the meaning of them all. So whatever the Lord had listed out at the end of the 7th chapter, Arjuna picks them all up and then asks the Lord to explain everything to him. And he says, what is Brahman? In the Upanishads are talking about Lord. We can say Paramatma, we can say Parameshvara, we can say Brahman. Brahman is not the creator Brahma. Brahman represents the ultimate reality behind everything, which can't be described, which can't be defined, but it can only be pointed out to us, and we are supposed to reach it in our seat of meditation. So he asks, I want to know what Brahman is. Krishna, can you tell me? He says, how to explain what Brahman is? But that is Bhagavan explaining over there. He can. He uses one word to explain what Brahman is. One word, it can be defined, it can be described, it can't be. But the Lord uses just one word. He uses the word Akshara. Aksharam Brahma Paramam, he says. The supremest Brahman, which you want me to define and explain to you, Arjuna, is Akshara. In one word, can Brahman, Paramatma, who can't be defined, can't be described, can it be described? That one word over there. Which means we know the wealth of suggestion and significance that is there in this one tiny word, Akshara. He says Akshara. Brahman is Akshara. Now we have to sit down and contemplate on what Akshara means, because Brahman is Aksharam. So now we should know what Aksharam means. We know now the meaning of it. It is everything, it is far removed from everything that is Kshara. So the everything can be put aside. We can inquire into it, investigate into it. Anything outside of us, inside of us, if we investigate and inquire into it, does it belong to the realm of Kshara or Akshara? Everything belongs to the world of Kshara, Akshara, Akshara, Akshara. So the list will be long. Far removed from all of it, Arjuna, is Akshara, he says. And what is that? That is Brahman whom you are asking about, which you are asking about. Where is it? Simple Bhagavan is saying, that is you. You only have to wake up to that state. You only have to experience it and realize it. Why is it that we are not able to do it? Because avidya has come and covered us all up. So we have to rip apart the veil of ignorance. If we can do that, Aksharam is there. We are Aksharam. It's a very beautiful word. That which never ever decays, never goes into change. In space and time, there is no change for it. Akshara. And very beautifully over here also, for alphabets, we use the word Akshara. A, I, U. Now we know how powerful the alphabets are. In English, we say alphabets. But in Sanskrit, to indicate those alphabets, A, I, K, etc., etc., we use the word Aksharas. So now we know Kshara means perishable, Akshara means imperishable, which means every alphabet, it's called as an Akshara, which means it never ever decays. How is that possible? When we say A or when we say Ka, the sound was created. what was created will die down. So sound was created, sound energy was created, it will move up to a distance and then it will die down, because that which was created died down. But the energy behind it, the vibrations, energy can neither be created nor destroyed. So whenever we pronounce or take on or use our mouth and pronounce an alphabet, the sound is created and the sound dies down. But the vibrations which have been created never ever will die down. That's the beauty of every alphabet. That's why they say check on the words, because words are made up of alphabets. Words are made up of aksharas. When we put particular alphabets to aksharas together and say them all together as a word, it's got a lot of meaning, because every akshara has got its own energy field. Now we are combining energy fields. Two aksharas, two alphabets, two energy fields are mutually superimposing over each other. So the outcome will be different. If we use three alphabet, three aksharas, all their tiny energy fields will superimpose over one another, overlap. So the net effect will be something different. It's a very beautiful concept. Those vibrations or the energy which we have created by sounding or making a sound over there, that will never get destroyed. It was there. Only we made it audible for a person, that's all. So therefore for alphabets also we use the word akshara. Without aksharas, knowledge is not complete. Because alphabets, aksharas, put together is a word, pada. Pada, words put together is a vakya, sentences. Sentences put together is a paragraph. Paragraphs put together is a page. All our books are nothing but pages of knowledge over there. So knowledge can never be there without akshara. And unless and until we have the knowledge of the Supremos, of Brahman, how will we walk the path? So to walk the path and reach aksharam, the imperishable, the immutable Brahman of the Upanishads, we need akshara. It's such a beautiful concept. From where to where? Akshara should lead us to akshara. Here we can put small a and there we can put capital A. Knowledge should lead us to Bhagavan, because without knowledge we can't walk the spiritual path. How will the knowledge come to us? Without the alphabets it won't come to us. So both are indicated over there by Bhagavan. He says Aksharam Brahma Paramam. Brahman is the imperishable, is the Brahman, but Brahman is also the Akshara, the alphabets, without which we can't proceed at all. Where are these aksharas? They're all made into a beautiful mala and given into the hands of Saraswati. That is why Akshara Abhyasa has got so much of importance in our tradition. The aksharas must come to our tongue. That's why so much of importance to the tongue also. But we know how we use it. Achara villada nalige dasaru writes. Eating and talking. But the tongue over there is such a useful instrument for us, because aksharas reside on it, which is responsible for the words, for the sentences, for all the knowledge. That is why they say there are shlokas also, Saraswati resides on the tongue, in the form of aksharas, in the form of alphabets. That is why the Akshara Abhyasa is a very important tradition in us, wherein the child is initiated into alphabets, initiated into akshara. May these aksharas, which have been now initiated onto your tongue, small child, may it lead you to the akshara. May it lead you to mukti moksha. So what leads us to mukti moksha must be also mukti moksha. Best example is when we go to the railway station, we say Mysore is standing there. Mysore is not standing there. The train bound to Mysore is standing there. But we don't say train bound to Mysore is standing, we say Mysore is standing there. So the destination, the end and the means, we put them all together. We use the same word for both of them. So Mysore is the destination, distance to be covered. Mysore is standing here. This is the means, that is the end, destination which is reached. Similarly, Akshara is the Lord Himself, the goal for all of us. How to reach Him? Akshara over here. So sit in the train of aksharas, means knowledge. And then that will lead us to akshara. So therefore, ksharam also is Bhagavan. Even this entire realm, the changing world of whatever phenomena is happening, every moment so many things are changed. That also Bhagavan says, I alone am. So kshara also is he. The many. Akshara the one, that also is he. So what is he not? He is everything. That's the conclusion that we arrive at when we enter into the meaning of ksharam and aksharam. Actually sat, asat, ksharam and aksharam, all of them put together will suggest to us that Lord alone is. Nothing else exists. The next one is avijñātā. Nya means to know. Vijñāna means to know completely. We means visheshena, totally to know, completely to know, whatever, to know the knowledge. When we add to anything, it is the opposite meaning. So avijñātā means one who does not know, one who knows not. So who is the one who doesn't know? We are the ones who do not know about the highest reality, Paramatma, Brahman of the Upanishad. We have no idea at all. Even intellectually, we do not know what Parabrahma stands for or what Brahman stands for. Only when we know, when we are able to intellectually first appreciate, only then we can start walking the spiritual path and then end our spiritual ignorance and experience that higher state. So therefore, avijñātā means one who does not know. Who is the one who does not know? The one who does not know is the Jivatma. We all, mortals. Bhagavan says, I am Jivatma also. So not only he is Paramatma, he is Jivatma also. That's the significance behind that Mahavakya, Tattvamasi. Tat means that. What is that? That higher state. That state of Brahman. God's state of consciousness, which we call as mukti, moksha, enlightenment. Thou means what? We all, Jivatma. So Jivatma is none other than Paramatma. Paramatma is none other than Jivatma. Bhagavan is therefore telling us over here, not only I am Parabrahma, but I am Jivatma also. In fact, he is slowly in and through all the names we have been seeing. There is nothing that he is not. It's not that he created everything. I alone created everything. Therefore, we should learn to respect and revere everything. The mineral kingdom, the plant kingdom, the animal kingdom, the human kingdom, all the worlds he has created. That is one level. Bhagavan goes beyond that level and says, not only I created, but I am that itself. So everything is me, myself in a different form. If he himself is everything in a different form, then all are he only. It is not that all are his. It is not that all he has created. He himself is everything. So if he himself is everything, so there outside the hillocks is he, the mountains is he, the rivers he is, the lakes he is, everything he is. What is he not? Mother Earth, I am even, he is even the materialistic cause for everything is also he only. Not that he created material out of him and out of that material he created. He fashioned out a world. Everything is he. So therefore, if everything is he, what about we all who are mortals, limited, conditioned, who are in the realm of spiritual ignorance? Bhagavan says, you also, I alone am. I am you and you are me. The Bhagavad Gita also, Krishna indicates that to us. Does that mean that we are God? It's not directly, we shouldn't take the actual meaning or the word meaning. We must go behind it. What is it that it is suggesting to us? Because we can't say we are God, we are not Brahman. But our Mahavakyas, the Bhagavad Gita, the Upanishads tell us that we are the Lord. The mortal is nothing but the immortality itself, the immortal itself. That means there must be something else to it. There is something which we have missed out over there. So what is it? It means beyond the equipment. Once we transcend, the equipment is what limits us and conditions us. Our body, our mind, our intellect, these equipment that are wrapped around us limit us, condition us, and therefore we play the role of a mortal, the role of a jivatma. Bhagavan says, just go behind these equipment of yours. If we go behind the equipment, our own equipment, then we are face to face with him. Not only we are face to face with him, we are he himself. We experience that higher state, and to experience that highest state is to become that highest state. In that sense, Bhagavan says, I am Jivatma. Therefore, we learn to revere and respect everything in the Lord's creation is divine. Why? Everything He alone is. So, in that sense, He says, I am even the mortal who seems to be totally in spiritual ignorance, who doesn't know who he is. And we know what all we are doing. Most of the time we are walking the path of adharma. It is not that Bhagavan is walking the path of adharma. Bhagavan is there in us. When the Lord in us, the pure consciousness in us gets reflected in our mind, intellect, equipment, that reflection is called as Jivatma. And we know when anything is reflected in the mirror, there is a lateral inversion. Everything looks reverse or ulta. So if Paramatma in us, the pure consciousness, is the unlimited, unconditioned, all-pervading, immortal, that reflected consciousness which we are seeing, which gets reflected in the reflected medium called the mind, it has got all the opposite qualities: limited, conditioned, mortal. That is what is Jivatma. So Jivatma is none other than Paramatma reflected in a reflected medium. In that sense, Bhagavan says, I alone am you. Because if he moves away from the reflected medium, or if the reflected medium is moved away from him, the mind, there is nothing to get reflected over there. In that sense, Bhagavan says, so if the reflected medium is moved away, or the mind is transcended, where will the Jivatma go? Jivatma will go where he came from. When we see ourselves in the mirror, from our image in the mirror, we see two. One is the real me and one is the reflected me. There are two there. I am one, we know that. How did it come? It did not come from anywhere. And therefore it will not go anywhere else. Because of the reflected medium in front of us, directly in front of us, we are able to see two. Therefore, the reflected, we can say, reflected image of ours came from ourselves. We are the source for it. So, if we move away from the reflected mirror, or the mirror is moved away from us, where will our reflected image go? It will just disappear back into us. It's a way of saying. In that sense, Bhagavan says, I am avijñātā also. You are also me, myself, the Lord says. I am you yourself. But we are experiencing Paramatma not as he should be experienced. We are a reflected version of Paramatma, if we may say so. So from his standpoint, he alone is all of us. But from our standpoint, we know what we all are. So therefore, avijñātā means I am, even the Jivatma is what Bhagavan is saying. So therefore, that is why in our tradition we revere and respect everything. For everything there is a puja done. Everything we adore, we revere, we respect, we offer our salutations. Why? Everything is He. Not that He created it. Even if He has created it, it is His creation, therefore we should adore it, because it's His glory. But it is not even that He created, He has become everything. So when He Himself is all of us, then that sense of reverence and respect will come towards ourselves also and towards everybody also. It's not ego coming to us. We will know our own divinity, we will know our own sanctity. First we need to know that, to walk the spiritual path. So avijñātā. Another meaning is avijñātā means I am the one who can never be known. never be known how all our indriyas, our organs of perception with which we understand the whole world, external world outside of us, with those very same sense organ, we cannot investigate into, we cannot inquire into, and we cannot comprehend and apprehend the Lord through our sense organ. Therefore, he is avijñātā. Since he can't be seen, smelled, heard, smelt, tasted, touched, therefore we say he cannot be known. He can't be felt by our emotions, neither he can be thought of through our intellect. He is beyond all our equipment. The body means sense organs, our mind and our intellect. He is not available for our equipment, for being recognized, for cognition, not available. In that sense, avijñātā. But we start moving ahead. Anyway we can't understand him, we can't apprehend him, we can't have darshan of him, therefore why should we walk the spiritual path? No, we should start walking. That is why from saguna slowly our masters will take us to nirguna. At the end of it all, at the end of the spiritual journey, we will understand that it is not only that we are seeing him, we are experiencing him, but we will become him himself. Because there are no two at all, there is only one. And what is it? Lord alone exists. What about me? We don't exist. It's like a shadow, a myth. Our shadow really doesn't exist, but we can see the shadow. Why do we see the shadow in front of us when we are walking on the road? Because the sun is behind us. When the sun is behind us, we see our own shadow. If we turn towards the sun, even if the shadow is there, we don't see it. So for us who are facing the sun, the shadow exists not. Right now we are turned away from spiritual knowledge, the light of spiritual knowledge. Therefore the shadow seems to be very, very solid reality for all of us. Shadow is our own ego. All that our master says, turn towards the knowledge. Turn towards the light of spiritual knowledge. When we turn towards that, we will come to know that really there exists no shadow at all. There really is no ego at all. It's virtue, it's unreal, it is false, it is fictitious. But right now it has got solid reality for all of us. So when we inquire into it and investigate into it, then only we will come to slowly appreciate all of this. So avijñātā means one who can never be known by the usual instruments with which we recognize and understand and know everything else in the world outside. Bhagavan is not available at all for that. Therefore, in that sense, avijñātā. Sahastrāṃśurvidhātā. One who has got, sahasra means 1,000. One who has got 1,000 rays. 1,000 doesn't mean 999 plus 1. It means innumerable rays. Who is it? The sun. The sun. So here Sahasrāṃśur stands for the sun. In the 7th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, in the 10th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan says, I am the sun. And he goes further and he says the characteristics of the sun is to give to us heat and light. If we remove the light aspect and we remove the heat aspect from the sun, sun is not sun. Therefore he says, I am the heat in the sun. I am the light in the sun, because of which everything else happens. And we all know without the sun, no life is possible on this planet. Sun is very, very essential for us. It's heat, it's light. What about moonlight? Moonlight is nothing but sun's light reflected. So it has got its own importance and utility value for all of us. So starting from the sun over. So Bhagavan therefore say, he is the life. Without sun, no life is possible on the planet. Therefore we can say he is the life at a macro level. We know in winter how plant kingdom growth gets all stunted. But the moment it starts warming up, slowly summer is coming. Even before summer, spring starts, it starts warming up. We know how everything bursts into activity in the plant kingdom. So the sun is very, very essential for us. And what is its dharma? Its dharma is to give to us heat and light. So we say heat rays, sun's light rays. How many are there? Innumerable. There is no point. Even a pinpoint, the size of the tip of a needle, wherein the sun's heat is not falling or the heat from the sun is not falling. He covers everything so beautifully, inside and outside. So therefore I am, and we know how very important it is for us, the heat and the light of the sun. So sahastrāṃśurvidhātā, that is why we glorify him as Surya Bhagavan, Surya Narayana. Because without him, no life is possible at all. The plant kingdom, the animal kingdom, the human kingdom will not exist if the sun is not there. So he is the one who, he is called as Pushan. That is why so much of importance to the sun in our tradition. Pray to the Lord Sun. Pushan, he is the one who nurtures and nourishes us in the form of warmth. All of us, there is a minimum temperature for, we say normal temperature, human temperature. If it goes up, we say we have fever. It shouldn't go down also. So who is that, what is that faculty that nurtures us, nourishes us, helps us to grow? Even for digestion to happen, warmth should be there. For everything, if the blood has to be flowing in our veins and arteries, warmth should be there. Cold means dead. So warmth is the sign of life. Coldness is the sign of death. For the food material, when it comes into our kitchen, we can't directly consume it. It has to get transformed to consumable food, the food grains or the food material. Who makes it possible for us? Heat. Agni Bhagavan. So therefore, Surya, Agni Bhagavan, the fire is sun is nothing but fire. A ball of fire it is. So we can speak of so many other aspects over here, wherein the sun's importance can be highlighted. So sahastrāṃśurvidhātā, that is why we bow down to him and pray to him, Surya Narayana. Hence during the Makara Sankranti, so much of importance given. Why? He is turning and coming towards us. Till then he was moving away from us. So when he moves away from us, distance wise, inclination wise, angle wise, then we slowly we entered into winter. And then now he is taking a U-turn and coming back. So we say northern solstice and southern solstice. So when he takes a turn over there and starts moving towards us, that's when we celebrate the Makara Sankranti. Uttarayana starts for us. And so much of importance given to it. Why? The heat now that we are going to receive, the light now that we are going to receive is going to be extremely beneficial for all of us as compared to what we were receiving earlier. So therefore, sahastrāṃśurvidhātā. Vidhata means, again, so many meanings are there. One is Lord Brahma. He is also called as Vidhata. The one who is the cause. He is the one who created. Who created him? Bhagavan Narayana created him. So therefore, he is Vidhata ka Vidhata. He is the one who supported Lord Brahma. We are told that Narayana was lying down on Adishesha on the Kshira Samudra, on the milk ocean, and from his navel came a lotus. And on the lotus is seated Brahma. And what is the role of Brahma? To create. So who created him? Narayana created him. So therefore the navel point always represents the seat of creativity. Not only for him, for all of us. The navel represents the seat of creativity. All our creativity, thoughts, ideas, I got this, it's my creation. When we say whether it is a recipe or whether it can be anything, we created it. From where did this creativity come? This idea come, new idea. We say it came from the intellect. It doesn't come from the intellect. There's a whole journey. It starts at the navel, then slowly it moves up. And then it comes out from the intellect, mind, etc. The seat of creativity is the navel. And we are the pictorial representation is from the Lord's navel comes out a lotus. Lotus stands for stability. Lotus stands for knowledge. Lotus stands for symmetry. lotus stands for balance. So the creator has to have all these features or qualities or characteristics with him to create. Without knowledge, he can't create. Without balance, one can't create. Without tranquility, without symmetry means the mind, how our mind is. When our mind is in agitation and in anxiety and disturbed, no creativity will come out of us. So these are all indications for us. The picture represents so many things, more than what meets our eyes. So Vidhata, and again another meaning is one who supports everything. Just as gold supports all our ornament. Support doesn't mean how a porter in the railway station carries our luggage on his head or on his shoulders in sheer weight. We are not talking about that sort of a support. Here the support means without that support nothing exists. Mud supports all the mud pots. If the mud is removed from all the mud pots exist not. Therefore, mud supports the mud pots. Gold supports all our ornaments. If we remove the gold from our ornaments, they will just vanish into thin air. Whatever be the name, the shape, whatever be its utility, everything else can change. But gold is the support of all our ornaments. In that sense, water supports all the waves. Similarly, Bhagavan supports everything that is, everything has come out of him. From him everything came, in him everything exists, and finally into him everything will dissolve away. So he is the very support, substratum, foundation, adhisthana is the word used. The ultimate support, substratum of everything, not just our world, or everything. And also Vidhata means karma paladata. He distributes to us impartially what we deserve, not what we desire, depending on our activity. And our activity is not only restricted to what happens at the hand level, gross level, where everybody can see. Activity has its roots in the motives. So when Bhagavan is calculating and computing what karma pala what pala he should give to us, the result he should give to us for the particular activity that we have done, a piece of activity, a karma that we have done, whatever it is, materialistic or spiritual, he will assess everything. He will not just see what is coming out externally from us or at our hands level, gross level, which everybody can see. He will go to the moola. How did this activity spring from this person? What was the intention? What was the motive? Is the motive aligned with the activity? Or motive is something else, but this is a show off. Hypocrisy over there. So everything will be computed. How much effort we put in? Did the value system get aligned with everything? Examination, cheating means no values. How can the 100 come? 100 will not come. Marks come. So therefore, karma pala dhata. He is the one who dispenses of the karma pala to all of us, exactly what is to be given at the right time, in the right place, in the right situation, and how much should be given. So first of all, we should deserve it. Beautifully the Lord distributes everything to us. So vidhata, kṛtalakṣaṇaḥ. Kritam means to be fulfilled. We say kritakṛtyata. I am feeling so fulfilled. Why, this is the piece of job I wanted to accomplish in this particular time. I knew there were so many hurdles, so much of obstacles, and all those things were there. I was wondering whether I would be able to go through it successfully, but I am feeling very happy today. We say all this. I am feeling so fulfilled. Kritakṛtyata it is called. So whatever was the sankalpa, and then we went through the activity, and now it has yielded its fruit to us. We are more than satisfied. Sometimes even before the karma pala can come, if we have passion for what we are doing, the very activity itself will give to us a sense of fulfillment. Leave alone the karma pala, it will come afterwards. But I am feeling so happy that I did this piece of job. Why? in this place and in this time and in this circumstance, this is what had to be done and I'm doing it. That is called passion. So therefore krityata means, kritam therefore means fulfilled. Kritam, Bhagavan is fulfilled in what? Lakshanas. What are the lakshanas? Means qualities and characteristics. All characteristics and qualities are housed in him. All qualities, value system. Adi Shankara calls values as Lakshmi Sampat. Maulya, we say values. When we start talking about values to anybody, they don't want to even hear. Why? Who wants values? Nobody wants to be a value-based person. Everything should be actually value-based. We can have money, we can have power, we can have popularity, Janabala, Dhanabala, all bala, everything can be there around us and about us. But to be able to handle them all, to be able to handle how we are going to handle it, we need values. Money is there with us, lots may be there with us. We should know how to handle the money. If we do not know how to use the money for ourselves and for the society around us, or at least for the family around us, that means value system is not there. We know what will happen to such a person. Extravagant they will become, and then they will walk the path of adharma, become a misfit, fall on the scale of evolution. So it can be money, it can be power, power can come to us. It need not be big at a very big level. Any of us can become the head of a department in a college or in a school, not even a principal. Small little department, head of the department, head of the organization, head of the institution. Power has come because so many people will be there around us, under us. If we do not know how to handle it, handle that office which has been given, which has come to us, then we know what will happen to us. How the boss will be, how the employer will be, or how the head of the department will be, how the head of the state will be. We can extend it to state, country, international level, everything. So value system is a must. Everything must be value based if we want things to survive. And everything should become purposeful, meaningful. Everybody's welfare and well-being should be taken care of. First thing is value system should be there. Most important. That is why Krishna in the 12th chapter says, if these values are there in a person, such a person only I consider as my devotee. He never talks about anything else. How many times we chanted the Vishnu Sahasranama or the Hanuman Chalis, all that is a must. How many times we prayed to the Lord? Did we light a lamp? Did we do Aarti? Did we do Naivedyam? Did we offer Tulasi Mala or Bilwa to Lord Shiva? How many times we went to the temple or pilgrim center? He never talks about any of them. All are a must. Very essential for our growing up. But he says, if these values are there in a person, I consider them as my dearest test, he says. So Gurudev very nicely used to say, we are the ones who are going around saying, I am the Lord's devotee. But does the Lord accept you, acknowledge you as his devotee is the point. So we can say, I certify that I am a devotee of the Lord, certificate. We have self-signed it, attested it also. But it won't work. Bhagavan has to give us a certificate. This is to certify that so and so is my devotee. And over there he is given some prerequisites there. All the values, 12th chapter, 13th chapter. If these values are there, then I consider such a person as my dearest devotee, he says. Ativa Priya. Not just dearest he becomes when all the values are there. We have put all the values to the side now and we are talking about success of life. We are talking about standard of living. Even standard of life we sometimes start talking about. Standard of life is nothing but values. So unless we bring in values, everything will collapse. Therefore he calls values as dharma. As a human being, what is my most important essential dharma? To be a human being. To be a human being means I must have humane qualities in me. Manushya, when we say we are, Manushyatva must be there. If Manushyatva is not there, humane qualities are not there, we are called as two-legged animals. In the Viveka Chudamani, Shankara right in the beginning he says, Durlabham, he says, very rare, Trayame Vaitad, three of them. Three factors are very rare to find in a person. If they are there, Daiva Anugraha Hetukam, they're because of the Lord's grace. What are they? Very beautifully he says, and one of them is Manushyatvam. Manushyatva means qualities. Good qualities. So good qualities is a must. So everything must become value-based. Value-based studies. Any profession we enter into also, it should all be value-based. If it is value-based, then everything will, the values are the firm foundation. That is why over here, Bhagavan is called kṛtalakṣaṇaḥ. In him all values are fulfilled. There is nothing which is not there in him. We may have some 5 gunas in us. Some of the qualities are not there in us. What about Bhagavan? But in him, all qualities are there. Therefore, he is kṛtalakṣaṇaḥ. Ananta Kalyana Guna Paripurna. For Rama we use it. Ananta Kalyana Guna. Guna means qualities, lakshanas. Kalyana means auspicious qualities, because there are bad qualities also. In the 16th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan deals with Asura Sampat and Daiva Sampat. Daiva Sampat means good quality. Sampat he calls it estate. We say estate means property. What is our property and asset? Good qualities. Because if those good qualities are there, we can make our lives. And Asuric and Rakshasic qualities are also there. The negative, evil qualities are also there. Characteristics are there. So both types are there. So we have to rightly choose which one should be, which one which will make us be a true human being. So the entire characteristics in the 12th chapter of the Gita, Bhagavan calls it as dharma over there. My dharma. What is basically our dharma? Basically our dharma is to be a human being. And to be called as a human being, what should I have? I should have humane qualities in us. So Shankara also points it out. Bhagavan points it out in the 12th chapter. 13th chapter he goes to another extent and says, qualities are jnana. Qualities we know are called the characteristics, tendencies in us. Jnana is what we seek outside, either through a book or through a teacher. It's knowledge coming in from outside we feel. How can qualities be called as knowledge? But Bhagavan says over there, he lists out in the 13th chapter 20 values and he says this is knowledge. Anything other than this, he says, is not knowledge. Ajnana, he says. Why does Bhagavan call the qualities as knowledge? It's very simple. When we go to the railway station, many of us ask over there, where is Chennai standing? We don't say where is the train bound to Chennai standing. Too big. So where is Chennai standing? Somebody will say Chennai is standing on platform 1. Then somebody else may ask, when is Mysore coming? When is Coimbatore leaving? And then announcement we hear, Mumbai is coming late, arriving 10 minutes late. So neither Mumbai can come nor go, or any of those cities, Chennai or Mysore or Coimbatore, is not standing on the Bangalore railway station platform. They are cities far away from us. But we use these names. It means if the train bound to Chennai is standing on platform 1, and if we get into the train, into one of those coaches, and in the middle if we don't get down, we will reach our destination. What is the destination? Chennai. So the end is being called, the means is being called by the end itself. The end is what? To reach the destination called Chennai. And what is the means? The train which is leaving for bound to Chennai. So the ends and the means are made one and the same. The path and the destination one and the same. So also over here, Bhagavan says, if you sit in any one of the coaches, which coach here? Not the bogie over there in the railway station, the coach, the train coaches. Every coach or every bogie is a value. All are linked. So should I develop 20 qualities or 30 qualities? No. 3 or 4 are we nurture and nourish in us, good qualities. All the other qualities will easily come to us because they're all interconnected. So if we sit in one of the coaches, in any of the values, means if we bring to ourselves the values, knowledge will become easy for us. Spiritual knowledge, even the materialistic knowledge. If a student doesn't have certain qualities, certain requirements and prerequisites, the knowledge of science or the knowledge of maths will not enter into the child. So therefore Bhagavan calls qualities itself as jnana, in the sense, if these qualities are there in you, knowledge will become very easy for you. Therefore he calls the qualities itself as knowledge. It's so beautiful it is. So kṛtalakṣaṇaḥ. So lakshanas means all qualities. In Bhagavan, kritam. They're all fulfilled in him. In fact, every quality when it is there in him, it feels fulfilled. I am with Bhagavan. So how many qualities are there? Innumerable qualities. But 6 of them, in the Puranas also and in all our scriptures, these 6 main qualities have been taken up. And they say if these 6 are there, not in finite measure, in infinite measure, 6 qualities, such a person is called as Bhagavan. Bhaga means qualities. So which are those 6? I think we had gone through it early, just for a recap. 6 qualities are Ishwaratva, Lordship, then Jnana, knowledge, then fame and glory, Yashas, prosperity, Shri, over there, Veeratva, valor, might, and the 6th one, if all these 5 are there, not even all the 5, even one of them is there, in small measure, we become egoistic. Knowledge. Little knowledge, we think no end of ourselves. I know everything. Small areas of knowledge where we have got, we are accomplished, we become very egoistic, arrogant we become, proud we become. Bhagavan has got all the 5 in infinite measure. But the 6th one is so beautiful. It is Vairagya. Though he has got all of them, he is far beyond them. He has distanced himself from all of them. Vairagya, renounced. Therefore they say renunciation is the biggest abharana, biggest quality. Because any other qualities in us can make us egoistic and make us deviate from the path of dharma. But when Vairagya is there, true renunciation, true Vairagya is there, it will never take us onto the wrong path. So all these 5 in him is in infinite measure. 5 plus 1, Vairagya. So one who has got all kritam lakshanaha. So these 6 qualities are there in him in infinite measure. Therefore he is fulfilled. Kritam, kṛtalakṣaṇaḥ is. So 6 of them. There again, all the other qualities will somehow or the other fall into any one of these categories. So main 6 groups. So anyone who has got all these 6 qualities in infinite measure is called as Bhagavan or Bhagavati, he or she, it doesn't matter. Rama had all of them. Krishna, Devi, all our gods. That is why kṛtalakṣaṇaḥ. One who is fulfilled within himself in respect to qualities. That is one meaning. Another meaning is lakshana. Our scriptures are called as lakshanas. Why? Lakshana mean goal. Goal is the lakshya is the goal. Lakshana. Lakshanas, we should have good qualities to help us to walk the path. And Lakshya also means to see. So therefore, our scriptures, when we enter into the scripture, Shravana to hear, then Manana to reflect, then to contemplate on it, and get that conviction should come to us. The knowledge that we have received from outside, Shravana, either hearing or reading, and we have done sufficient reflection on it, it should become a part and parcel of us. That will happen to us only when we sit down properly and chew on, digest the knowledge that has come to us. So when that happens to us, Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, Ityadi, then we will be able to see what the scriptures are pointing out to us. Seeing is in quotes, not physically seeing. We will be able to realize, we will be able to recognize, we will be able to experience the higher state within ourselves. So therefore our scriptures are also called as Lakshanas, because they will show us the path. They will show us where we are, they will show to us, they will point out the goal to us, and they will also help us show to us what path we should walk, and guide us also at every step. Therefore the scriptures are called as Lakshanas. Kritam means to do. To do means what? To write. To write means author. Kṛtalakṣaṇaḥ means he is the author of all our scriptures. Krita means author, scriptures means Lakshaṇaḥ, capital L. So who is the one who is the author of all the scriptures? The rishis. Who are the rishis? They are none other than Paramatma himself. In the 15th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan says, I am the author of the scriptures. I am the content of the scriptures also. And who is the one who listens to the scripture? The one who listens to the scriptures also is me, myself. Everything is he. So therefore, the contents of the scriptures is me, the topic over there, and who wrote it? I myself wrote it, he said. Therefore, Kṛtalakṣaṇaḥ. 50